All right, folks, let's get it on. Boom. Thanks for joining your boy today. My name's Leon Duncan, and this is the Real Estate Lunchbox, where we talk about real estate and culture. So this is a spot where real estate merges and meets with culture, and you're always going to get my input on it. 20 years real estate veteran, fix and flip, buy and hold, rehabbing. That's the same fix and flip, right? Man, and broker, agent, investor, your boy's here. And I got a lot going on today, but I was able to make it on, well, close to being on time, right? I'm about 18 minutes behind. So I like to start this always at 12 o'clock noon, Monday through Friday. Occasionally we'll do a Saturday, just depending on how juicy the news is. But this is what we talk about. This is what we do. You're always going to get your input from me. Like I said, 20 years in the business. And I love talking about real estate, but I love talking about the culture. But I like calling out what some of you guys do, which is really, really weird in my perspective. But this is what we do. We here? Oh, no. Yes, we are. We about to get it down.
Congratulations. Well done.
Man, before I even start that, gold is trading right now, $4,389 an ounce. Silver's at $68.84 an ounce. And just to chime in on that, I love silver when it gets to that $60 range right now. I was buying it at the $20, $25 range. Now it's at $68. I'm going to keep buying, but that is a good buying spot. And that's healthy. BTC, Bitcoin, if you don't know, trading at $70,431.66. Go get yourself some Satoshi. Make it happen. Because you're gonna save hard assets when we deal with real estate. We either dealing with the property, or if you like, Leon, I just can't get hold of any real estate right now. Excuse me, I'm burping, man. Whew. I say already, if you don't, get some gold, get some silver, get some BTC. Save your money in something that's not going to depreciate. We don't like depreciating assets over here, unless it's okay. We don't like depreciating assets over here. Boom. But let's get it in. I got a couple stories we'll uncover today. Let's go.
Channel 2 Action News investigates. South Fulton homeowners say they're stuck with defective homes after learning their properties failed inspection before they purchased them. Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln went inside the homes that the owners say they're scared to live in now. Ashley.
Yeah, we're talking about major overhauls that'll cost homeowners thousands, like rewiring, fixing plumbing issues, and addressing a long list of other defects.
Wow. So I'm going to stop that real quick. The houses failed inspection before they even moved in. This is the whole subdivision. This is the most craziest story I've seen. I've seen one house fail inspection, an individual house. I see one house here and there, probably two, probably three, but a whole subdivision, 90 plus homes. Come on, bro.
They should be held accountable and fix these repairs because
Failed inspections and unlicensed subcontractors. So what South Fulton homeowner Zanza Morris says she discovered after finally getting her hands on her home's building application.
we thought we were investing in a new construction, but actually this is a fixer-upper.
For years, she and other homeowners on Rock Rose Lane have voiced frustrations about defects in their homes.
There was a towel stuffed into the drain, so it flooded.
You can hear this outside.
The wiring was not done correctly because I have outlets that do not work.
Documents show on April 15, 2022, Morris's home failed inspection the same day she and her husband closed on the property.
We're still experiencing the
So let me give you perspective real quick. It failed inspection 2022. We're in 2025 right now. 2026, excuse me. Like I'm trying to take it up. I'm trying to take 2020. So they lived in this house for what, 3 years? 2026, we said, okay, 2.5 years. Failed inspection. So let me give you perspective of what that means. That means every time a builder builds a house, they got to go to the county or they got to go to the city. They got to get the approvals, right? After that, the wiring, the plumbing, all the other things that are laid in the house, depending on the municipality, they may come in and do all of it at one time. Sometimes they may do a piece here, a piece there, a piece there. But the municipality has to clear the house. They have to clear it. They have to say that this dwelling is suitable for somebody to live. This is crazy. Now, you wonder where this is. South Fulton, if you're looking at this and you're in like Washington and you're in Texas or wherever, South Fulton. City of South Fulton is probably about 30 minutes outside the city of Atlanta, 25 minutes outside the city of Atlanta. City of South Fulton has already had a bunch of issues. They've had a mayor at one time this guy was taking trips over to Ghana when he became mayor to learn how to run a city in South Fulton, south of Atlanta, the black mecca of the South, you would call it. You can go right over to Andre Dickinson, but he didn't. And this happened around that time. This was around I think he became mayor around 2022, 2023. So he wasn't focusing on the needs of the citizen, none of that, or the constituents that put him in office. He was focusing on all this other stuff. Now we're going to see all this other crazy mess start to come up and bubble to the surface. Everybody's moving to Atlanta. The south side of the city of Atlanta is exactly where you find some of the best deals when it comes to real estate. You're outside of the perimeter, the 285 circle that covers the city. But dude, you can turn around and find some homes down there. This is insane. And I've sold a bunch of new construction property in my whole span of being an agent. I've never seen anything like this before.
The issues with it not being safe.
And Moore says since we last visited her, she's now dealing with major electrical issues in her kitchen. She says when the lights come on, they don't get as bright and they continue to flutter.
And I hear this wiring is out. We can't even remove that.
I tried contacting the developer, Lottie Banjo, Monday and got no response. In 2023, he had this to say.
Construction floor, we gave them the certificate of occupancy.
I reached out to the city of South Fulton to...
Oh, no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I couldn't pay $200 and something thousand and find this mess in my house. If her lights are dimming out like that when you turn it on, you got wires that are crossing each other somewhere in the rehab. Somewhere when they built it together, the wires are crossing each other. And you're right, it's not a new construction. This literally is a rehab. This is all the stuff you focus in a rehab.
Asked how these homes were allowed to receive occupancy permits. It hasn't responded. The Secretary of State's office told me its board is investigating an unlicensed practice complaint for this development.
Starting with City of South Fulton, they're not checking to make sure that that subcontractor license is accurate.
Moore says the city has checks and balances in place to protect homeowners and continues to question how these homes were allowed to be sold.
I really feel that as a constituent, my city council, my City of South Fulton failed us.
And Morris says she's also filed a complaint with the state's real estate commission against the developer's realtor, who she says was aware the homes weren't up to code before being sold.
You got to prove something like that, that she was aware, because she's not part of the building process. It's going back to the builder. This is the most insane thing. You're talking about 90 plus homes that never passed inspection. Jesus. See, when Trump is talking about taking away all these guidelines for people to build, these guys are already taking away these guidelines for them to build. They know. They're already doing that. And they're hiring the most, I'm going to keep my language clean today. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. Raggedy ass subcontractors doing the work, right? Raggedy. I was about to say something else. Raggedy. 2022. So right on the tail end of COVID, dude, that dude threw them things up because he was just trying to get COVID money. Right there in that 2021, 2022 time, we saw houses flying off the shelf. I mean, you saw deals. I did rehabs and $36,000 over rehab budget stuff. Not rehab budget, over asking price. See, now all of that stuff is coming back to bite people. It's coming back to get you. It's coming back to get the guys who put it on the market and sold it, and then also the ones who bought it. And the messed up part is that 90% of the time, these guys have agents, and the agent is supposed to tell you, like, give you at least some idea, or at least be in the exchange with the other agent for the builder that the house is buildable, that everything's good to go. But who really thinks about that when you are the builder? Like, who really thinks about it when you go into a new construction place? Nobody thinks you're gonna go get a house that's not even permitted. Ugh. Oh my goodness. God. Let's go. I got some more crazy stuff. I literally was sitting on the couch this weekend, and all of these stories were popping up. Now, I had one or two from Friday and Thursday that I was looking at, but most of these were popping up, and I just said I had to grab this because this is the most insane craziness I've ever seen. Most insane. This thing is crazy.
Tonight, hundreds of families are worried their water could be shut off.
The community must pay $80,000 by next Wednesday. That's just a portion of their $289,000 water bill. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez live now in Rockdale County. And Taisha, you spoke to one neighbor. That neighbor's trying to get some help.
She started a petition to try and get the county to help. And I got to tell you, folks in this community don't know what they're going to do, and that's why they called us. I want to show you something. Take a look down here at this sinkhole. The HOA in this community believes a water leak is to blame, and they say it's not the only leak.
Yeah, so this sign was put up on Monday.
All right. You know, I breezed right over that 80,000. I didn't even stop and say anything about it. That's insane for an HOA community to have a $80,000 bill. So I don't know what it's like where you live. Where we live at, this is DeKalb County. DeKalb is just notorious for these freaking issues. And it's to the point that when you buy a house in DeKalb, you got to fill out this water form. And we've done it before where we representing the buyer or representing the seller. You got to fill out this additional addendum having to do with water because they got to check and see if there's not an existing water bill pending or some water related issues. They're the only county I know about in Georgia that does that. I don't know if they do that in other counties in your state. You let me know, but you got to fill out this form. And even when you fill it out and you go to closing, they expect all of that bill to be paid out. They expect to be done. So you think about the people that are trying to sell in this subdivision. They're trying to sell, and they can't sell because that's a pending lien against their home and their HOA. This is insane.
And the sign says Rockdale County plans to turn the water off to this entire townhome complex in 1 week if the HOA doesn't pay the county at least $80,000 on their delinquent bill. That's nearly $300,000. HOA member Carl Henry told me this master
$300,000 water bill for a community
meter at Conyers Callaway Crossing is part of the issue.
It's metered at the front. They send the HOA a bill at the end of the month. And then each individual home has a third-party meter. Those meters in this community are inside the house.
The HOA board member said if there are any leaks from the sidewalk to the townhome doors, the person renting the home or the owner has to fix it. Henry said not every tenant is telling the HOA when there's a leak, like this one did.
A homeowner called and said she had a sinkhole in her yard because after the homeowner fixed that one, the water bill cut by about 40%.
Henry showed us another leak he said the HOA just fixed 2 months ago. They just keep coming back.
I was pulled up here this morning and looked in the drain, and there's water still running down in the drain.
I went to speak to a Rockdale County spokesperson who told me water leaks have been an issue here for the last 16 years. Woo. The county says they are working with the HOA regarding the bill. Henry says if the water is cut off on March 25th, 152 families will be devastated.
You no longer have anywhere to live?
152 homes. 152 homes. That is insane. 152 properties. So give you perspective also. In those HOAs, even those certain homes, and I hated buying townhomes because of this reason, man. Because when you buy these HOAs and you buy these townhomes, you're left to this. Now, it can happen to somebody who has a regular house. You can still get a leak in the front of your house. Nope, I've seen that before. But it's worse when you got an HOA because if they put the lien against the HOA, everyone, that means that HOA has to pay out. That has to pay out. Sometimes you can get over it as an individual and work around and do some workarounds and some payment, but you can't do that as an HOA. You can't. That means people, they just lowered the value of their whole subdivision, just ghost, just like that. Nobody's going to buy anybody's home that sits on the market and has a $300,000 water lien, even if it's not for that specific property. It's for the community. So when you guys run to these HOAs and you run to these communities, townhome communities, I know they got a bunch of them. I was looking at some of them over in the DMV area. You guys, Texas, y'all deal with a lot of those duplexes and multifamilies. Bro, this is the worst thing to have. Worse.
You're still going to have to pay a mortgage. You're still going to have to pay taxes. And, we pay both taxes here. We pay both city and county taxes.
This sign that says the water is getting cut off next Wednesday is giving everyone around here anxiety, and that's why the community is having a meeting tonight to discuss their options moving forward. Now, I got to say this. The county spokesperson said he's pretty confident that this will be worked out before the water gets cut off. Of course, we will stay on this story.
How the county going to hold you hostage? They holding 152 families hostage. The county. Rockdale County is a little bit north of or I would say you would consider north, east of west of DeKalb County. But either way, man, crazy, insane. Insane. You got to watch where you buy at. If you don't know and you just think you can just buy anywhere, you're going to run into these type of situations. You're going to run into it, man. Crazy, insane. I got some more stuff for you.
First tonight, if you are a renter, listen up. A Bloomingdale tenant says he caught his maintenance worker on camera urinating in his kitchen sink.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Peeing in the kitchen sink? You walked into a stranger's apartment and you peed in their sink. Some of y'all who have rentals and you're renting right now, your life will not be the same after you watch this story. After you watch this.
He now has a warning for others. Leslie Moreno joins us live with more. Leslie.
Hey, John, good evening. Yeah, the tenant says this is a total violation of his home and privacy. This incident happened back in February, and he says it still haunts him and his wife. Manning says what should have been a routine maintenance visit turned into a shocking discovery.
It was horrible, and this has been something that has caused a significant amount of stress for both my wife and myself.
He says a maintenance worker at his Camden at Bloomingdale apartment came to fix his washing machine, but was later caught on his apartment security cameras urinating right in the kitchen sink. When he realizes there's a camera, he quickly rinses the sink with water.
And I know this is not fun. Dude, this is crazy to me because you can't tell me that this dude didn't exhibit any weird attributes before he was hired. You can't tell me that they didn't have any type of complaints about this guy. You don't get a maintenance guy that just randomly comes and just pisses in somebody's sink and he's never done anything like that before. That's why you got to have these cameras up whenever you do this stuff. Whenever you do it, you got to have cameras up. You got to have rings. You got to have in-house cameras. You never live in an apartment complex unless you got cameras or in your unit because these guys will come and go without even telling you that they came and go. I've had it happen when I lived in an apartment on the south side of Atlanta, Riverdale. Yeah, we had to keep something in there that told us when somebody opened that door, when they walked into it. You may not even be able to get an alarm, but you need one of those little cheap behind cameras. Get one off of TikTok if you can't afford ADT or one of those buy places. But there's a bunch of places you can get it. Those are mad inexpensive right now. And he got it. You should not be living your life without one of those. If you're in an apartment, you shouldn't. Because maintenance workers do the weirdest thing. And we're not even talking about packages that get robbed, get stolen.
Complete violation of everything, trust, privacy, and just basic hygiene. I mean, it's disgusting. You know, you trust these people to come in your home that you're renting for already an exorbitant price, you know, in the suburbs of Chicago, and you expect them to do their job correctly and not do anything else, and especially not, you know, pee in your sink.
Soon as he realized, he went to management. The maintenance worker happened to be there, so he confronted him about it.
You're going to be a man and admit that you peed in my sink? So yes, you did. Okay. So that's a video as well. You can very faintly hear him say yes after I ask him extremely clearly, did you pee in my sink? Just be a man and admit it. And he did admit it.
Did he say why?
No, he didn't tell me why.
Xander says his garbage disposal has since been replaced, but it doesn't erase the violation they feel every time they spend time in their kitchen.
And my poor wife, too. I mean, the crying she did on the way home from work that day, and ever since, this situation's been really weighing on her, especially because I think, especially as a woman, that level of violation hits a little bit differently than if you're a man.
Xander is asking for 3 to 4 months of free rent to make up for the emotional toll, but he says management won't respond. He's now sharing his story to warn other renters.
This is the only thing I could think of, is to spread awareness and make sure that people know, hey, get cameras in your apartment, get cameras in your house. If you have someone coming into your property, whether you own it or not, and are working on your things, you should know exactly what they're doing, even if you're not there.
I think it's worse that the management knows that this guy pissed. You got in their sink, and you see the pictures, you see the video, and management still won't turn around and do anything about it. They have to work. Some of these apartment complexes, man, and some of these apartments, these renters, it sucks because I've rented and I've also been the landlord. It sucks, even on the renting side, when you got to deal with this and you got a community that's non-responsive. They don't think that this is an issue. They don't think it is an issue. Man, they come up in the freaking house. They going through the underwear drawer. They going through your wife's panty drawers, your panties drawers. Just laying and lamping up in your apartment when you at work trying to make money to take care of your bills. Man. Oh no. I gotta give it an oh no. I gotta like,
congratulations, well done.
You just did the most stupidest move that anybody can think about. Dude, I'm telling you. You gonna put your underwear on differently. Yeah. You need to put that piece of paper in that door when you leave. What you do is you put a piece of paper right there and you close it. This is if you don't get an alarm system. Some people, growing up in the hood, we did little stuff like that. Put the little piece of paper in the door, so when you open the door, the paper falls down. So, and you put it a certain way so that if they ever came in and the paper fell down on them, they can't put it back in and make it be like, oh, it was already there. Yeah, I put it back right. You'll be able to tell when you get there that they've been in your place, bro. You'll be able to tell. You got to line it up some way. They be doing all kinds of stuff, laying in your bed, going through your refrigerator. Go ahead, play with this. Going in your fridge. You wonder why you missing a beer, why your wine is low. You had wine, you had this much in a wine bottle. Now you come back and it's this much. Some of them don't got. They could think about it. They cutting down. Cutting down hours. They ain't paying as much. That means less food. So they definitely snatching some of your toilet roll tissue. Oh my gosh.
We did reach out to both the management company and the apartment complex. We have not heard back from them. Police tell us that the maintenance worker was issued a citation and had to pay a fine. Don.
They gave that joker a citation. What are you citing them for? Is there like some law in Chicago that says you should not, like, you're going to get a citation if you piss in somebody's sink? So you got a pissing in the sink citation? Oh, Lord.
Well, Leslie, does the tenant plan to move out after what his wife was saying and experiencing?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you they don't feel comfortable staying in their apartment. Unfortunately, they can't afford to move right now. As we mentioned, they say that the apartment complex isn't really working with them. They have also tried getting a lawyer on this, but they say no one is taking their case. So they're
Hey, shout out to you guys watching me via live on YouTube. I appreciate it.
hoping, at this point that by publicly speaking with us and sharing their story, something will come out of this. Dawn.
All right, Leslie, thank you. First tonight, if you
My Facebook people in the house too. Yo, it ain't nothing you can do to get homeboy. You gonna lock him in. That's a complete and utter violation. Complete and utter violation. It is done. You've been violated. This is a complete and utter violation. I'm telling you. Complete and utter violation. Oh my God. Okay. Boom. I'm taking you from one business story to the next business story.
A 31-year-old Pensacola woman is charged with 2 counts of felony criminal mischief. According to an arrest report, she damaged furniture in 2 Airbnb homes in downtown Pensacola. And that's raising serious questions as to rules, responsibility, and who ultimately pays the price in an incident like this.
So I've had an Airbnb before. And God, I'm glad I got rid of it before. And if you thinking about getting an Airbnb, consider Pat Split. I wish I would have done that. Instead of turned it into an Airbnb. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going back to that market again. Not my cup of tea.
According to arrest records, Nicolette Keogh rented 2 downtown Pensacola Airbnb homes and ruined $3,000 worth of furniture inside.
There was a young lady inside making money in a very unusual way that damaged somebody else's property.
An arrest report says Keogh urinated on various pieces of furniture around the homes.
There's a list of items including
You got one joke of urinating in your sink, the other one urinating on furniture, TVs, and all that stuff in Pensacola. Yo, wow. And I've been to Pensacola. Pensacola got some really good Airbnbs out there, some really good ones. I mean, I only had one that I went to where they had the German cockroaches popped out. My wife was like, oh, no, we leaving. We leaving now. Give me my money back. Because outside of that, I've had great experiences when I stayed down there. We've been there for a week, been down there for a weekend, always good. I would be tripping if I stayed right here knowing that they cleaned the sofa, but she pissed on it. Oh, no. And she did it for adult work, too. OnlyFans. What is up with y'all? What is going on? How have y'all lost your damn mind? If you're trying to make money online and you got your OnlyFans account going, how do you make money pissing on people's furniture? So somebody gave you a request to see you piss and you turned around and peed on the furniture, on the bed, on the TV?
a television, a record player, a coffee pot, some bedding.
Oh, damn, the coffee pot. What about those people that make coffee? So, the worst part about this is that Airbnb isn't required to tell you what happened. And so you don't even know if you're renting a place right now and they pissed in the coffee pot. Y'all heard about the lady who was showing how to actually clean her underwear when she's traveling in a hotel? Yeah. Go check it out on TikTok. I should have grabbed that. I'm going to talk about that. She literally got fined by Hilton because she put that up on TikTok. And that's crazy. She was cleaning her underwear in the coffee pot. She showed you how to clean your underwear. I'm trying to figure, why don't you just bring extra underwear? You don't have to worry about, oh, my back is against the wall and I got to have clean underwear. Why can't you just go down to the store? That is nasty. This is nasty. Nasty. And all of y'all who went on TikTok and started imitating that, y'all nasty too. I saw y'all.
Some carpeting, I believe, or a rug.
And more.
Yeah, we've seen damage to Airbnbs and hotel rooms before, but nothing like this.
According to court records, Keogh filmed herself urinating on the items and uploaded the videos to an adult content website. The Airbnb host told deputies every soiled item must now be replaced. Airbnb sent us a statement regarding the incident, reading in part, This kind of behavior has no place on Airbnb. We've removed the guests from our platform and are continuing to assist the host with their reimbursement request through our air cover damage protection for.
I don't even want to freaking stay there no more. I wouldn't want to stay in that place. Wouldn't want to do it. That is some real freaky stuff. And you loaded it to a clip. What? Where you loaded to? Pornhub, Clip Hunters. Where? I don't want to see it because I'm not on that. Listen, I don't got no subscription for those sites, and I'm being for real. I don't subscribe to that. I don't mess around with porn, none of that stuff, bro. Because it's so freaking. It's like a beast. When it gets hold of you, it's got you, and I mean, it lets you can get out of it. I've seen people stop those habits before, but why even start something like that if you and then have to wrestle through it? New creature in Christ Jesus. Dang. New creature. Oh, but I couldn't even think about it. Like, how would you even know? Every time you go to an Airbnb now, you're gonna be wondering: did somebody piss in this bed? Did somebody pee on this couch? Or did somebody turn around and piss in a coffee pot? Oh no! Oh, dude. They need to find her. They need to arrest her, find her. She need to do some time. Because she messing around with people's minds and their perspective when it comes to Airbnb. Airbnb can't replace this. There's no level of cost they can take care of you, me, to actually think straight about an Airbnb in the future.
Airbnb's terms of service explicitly state that homes are not to be used for sex work or commercial purposes. Additionally, Airbnb provides up to $3 million in host protection for property damage, extra cleaning costs, and more.
Isn't it weird that they got to put sex workers not allowed to do any type of sex working commercial activity in houses? Isn't that weird? You would think that you wouldn't go to rent a house to go do sex working, but then again, I mean, they rent hotels in Atlanta and throw these sex parties left and right. You know? How do you know, Leon? I'm in the know, Nick. I'm in the know. Oh, no. I'm just in the know. I'm not at none of them joints. I'm in the know. People tell me. The streets be talking, okay? And then also you can go to Craigslist and see that stuff. I done had came by a Craigslist ad and they were talking about a sex party in Atlanta. Damn, not me. But that's crazy. We got to do that, right?
Regardless, insurance experts say people who own short-term vacation rentals should still seek out extra coverage in case of emergency.
If for nothing else, you need to have some sort of liability coverage in place, because like I said, somebody gets hurt on your property, they come after you to sue you. Say they left the water running and it was left running for days and nobody knew. That can get very, very expensive.
Another tip, document everything.
Carriers really, really like photos when it comes to claims and, trying to get coverage they want to make sure that you have proof that you had that or it was not previously damaged.
Yeah, document everything. I did my Airbnb. I thank God I didn't have that type of situation. But I had some real crazy stuff that happened that told me, it just let me know, honestly, Airbnb wasn't my path to making any money. Yeah, I could fix and flip, I can wholesale, I can help buyers and sellers, investors, but Airbnb, y'all got it. I keep saying now pad split is it, but honestly, if you can't deal with just a Airbnb where you have one tenant, one rental, one person, it's never one. They always got people with them. I guess you probably could deal with pad split, right? Because they got pad split. If you know what pad split is, pad split splits up the house so that people can rent individual rooms within the house and you maximize the value of the property. So if you're normally going to get $1,200 or $1,500 for that rental in that house, and you may rent it out 6-month lease, a 12-month long-term lease, with pad split, you can do short-term. And each room can be $500, $600, $700, $800, sometimes $900, depending on where the house is located at. It's really dope. Check it out. That's my plug. I don't have an affiliate marketing piece for pad split. I probably should, put it underneath here or something. Find one and get one. But I thought that was like a better program. You're not going and dealing with cleaning up the house and all those different things that you got to do with Airbnbs. But Airbnb is dying a slow death, man.
Kia was released from the Escambia County Jail on a $5,250 bond.
That's it? That's it? $5,250? That's it? That is it. You're crazy. Look at this. She wanted an R. Kelly Airbnb package. I had to grab this, man. She wanted an R. Kelly Airbnb package. Oh, bad kitty. No pee on furniture. Y'all crazy. Y'all be crazy in the comments. Dude, if it was the owner, I would auction off the furniture. If I was the owner, I would do the same thing. I would have to auction that furniture. I would have to sell that furniture. I would have to get rid of that furniture. I couldn't do it. You tell me if you could do it. I wouldn't be able to do it after that. I wouldn't be able to sit on it. I wouldn't be able to look at it. I would be pissed off. Obviously, there was no one there to take her out for her daily walks. She was charged with a misdemeanor. You guys just have some weird behind comments. She looks pretty proud of her action. Yeah, she did. She was pretty proud of what she did. I hope that she got enough money, enough bread off of that upload. Now your family see that you do. If you tried to keep that secret, ain't no secret keeping right now. Everybody know that you a sex worker. Okay? Oh, no. Everybody know that you do tricks for cash at Airbnbs. Matter of fact, if you popped up, don't go to VRBO. VRBO is better than Airbnb, honestly. Just to hang out. Look, I'm just talking smack, bro. I get in here and just talk. I think this is like my therapy, just to talk smack to y'all about and tell y'all the crazy stuff that's great. It gets more crazier the way I look at it. The more I look at it, it gets more and more crazier, bro. More and more insane. Oh, check this out. So, of course, with me, I got to go look at my most favorite Airbnb moments. Let's do this one. My most favorite Airbnb moments. I had one where the renter called me. The renter called me like immediately. I think it was like 11:30 at night. Crazy. It was a group of guys also sharing an apartment, sharing the Airbnb. That's a different conversation. I had someone call. He called me like 11:30 at night. Yo, somebody's in the house. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? He goes out there. He finds out nobody was there. He had left the door open. By that time, he had already called the cops. The cops came down. He came down. I looked at the camera. I don't see anybody in this place. But this dude said somebody was there. And for the rest of the night, man, I couldn't sleep the whole night. What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with me? Nothing.
So everybody, again, wants to do Airbnb. This is kind of a situation you run into. Individual who doesn't care, started doing a drug party. Those are NOS. Standing around, ask them to leave, still haven't left. Doesn't want to leave. And you basically have to threaten them, unfortunately.
The most outrageous things my Airbnb guests ever got away with. One guest tried checking in, but went to the wrong door. And instead of calling me, they broke a window to get inside. Make it make sense. Another guest booked for one night and went through an entire month's worth of toilet paper. I don't even want to think about why. One guest booked for 3 days, ended up staying for 3 months. And I couldn't legally evict them. So basically, I was out here giving free housing. And of course, they treated the place like a trash can. A guest left.
Wouldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. One of them jokers be trying to move. Tires ended up flat. Car disappearing. All kinds of random stuff just be happening to them.
Her cat behind after check.
You stay in my Airbnb, you just gonna get that random. I'm not leaving. Oh, stay. Keep your behind right there. Just stay right there on that couch. Just stay right there. I'll be right back.
Out. When I messaged her, she casually replied, "I'll pick her up next week." I said no, and she had the audacity to say, "It's fine, I left plenty of food." At this point, I thought I had seen it all. until people started stealing my shower heads. Turns out they're actually amazing for your skin, so I can't even be mad. Had to start ordering these Afina filters in bulk just to be safe. Luckily, they're super affordable on Amazon.
And when you think you've seen it all, think again. This is how my guest left my Airbnb. If you've been following me for
That looked like something from Daytona Beach spring break or either Dallas or Houston spring break.
a while, you know I had some pretty disturbing guests. This was one of the worst nights of my entire hosting career. This guest broke the rules and had a major party. Not only did they leave excessive trash, property was broken, things were stolen, cops were even being called, and that still did not stop this guest. It took about 5 to 6 cops to stop this party. These guests did not give a fuck.
See, this happens to y'all because you see it coming. I swear, a lot of the hosts, they see this stuff coming. They just run right into it for the money. Y'all know y'all do it. Y'all run right into it for the money. Y'all forget about what was said, what was done. Y'all don't care. Y'all just run right into that shit for the money. Because if it's spring break weekend, you can charge a premium wherever it is. And y'all know it. That's the other side about it. And I'm gonna do one on the host too. Y'all can't lie and y'all can't be upset and do content off of you knowingly running down a dark alley by your damn self in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock. Damn, I got jumped. Oh no. Yeah, and that's what happens.
Were arguing back with the police officers. They were demanding to come back into the home. They were fighting inside and outside of the property. Wigs was being pulled, braids out of their scalp. It was so bad, I really couldn't even help but just to laugh. I just couldn't believe that this was my property. And to make matters worse, I had a guest that had to check in the same day. All of my properties have quick flips. They all had new check-in. Laundry needed to be done, inventory stock up. Basically, out of all days, this was not the day for this. I knew it was going to be bad based off the amount of people, but I had no clue of how it was going to look when my cleaner sent me this video. Not only did they fight in the hallways and in the living room, it somehow made it upstairs to the bedroom, to the point where entire glass was shattered and the heating vent was literally ripped off the hinges. All I have to say is, these people are the reason why Airbnbs are so high. While we have strict rules, while we don't accept just anybody.
That's the reason why Airbnb. See, when you get stuff like this with Airbnb, and you got to turn around and report them, and they got to replace it. That's the reason why they charging y'all more as hosts. They went up about 3% when it came to just their fees recently within the last 12 months. You're paying more, I'm sorry, to host under Airbnb than VRBO. And there's a bunch of other private sites. Matter of fact, I'm like this. If you're going to do Airbnb, and this is what I learned from doing mine, you need to turn around and just legit make it a business. A real business means you have a website. It has short-term rental information. They can book through that website. You treat Airbnb as like in addition to, because you can put it on VRBO. You can put it on some of these other sites. You don't just got to do Airbnb. Yeah, they'll book with Airbnb, but you got to market it outside of that system, that framework. That's the way you maximize your money. That's how you do it. You don't maximize your money by, oh boy, I'm gonna raise the rate, I'm gonna do it again. No, like if you got a good property and you know it's tight, like people love to stay here. Like in Georgia, they got like the tree house ones, and they got man, I did mine as like a winter wonderland. That was my theme. Some people have these theme ones. When you do these theme ones, these are great. You just focus on a theme and you do a complete website on that theme. You run ads for Facebook. You run ads for Instagram. I'm giving y'all all the juice right now. This is the juice. If you skip this right here and you trying to do Airbnb, you are lame. Because this is the juice. And you run the ads and people see it and they book directly through your website. You save so much money and you ain't got to deal with all of that stuff. And you even get a company that vets it. There's so many other companies out here that do Airbnb management.
I'm about to show y'all a palace, an Airbnb palace, right? I did a deep clean on this property, y'all. I am so hurt. Like, I am so hurt. No sense. Let me show you the home first. I'm gonna show you a quick snapshot of the home. So I don't have much time to show y'all this because I'm actually in the process of cleaning it, but this is the overall home. You can see glossy floors. I already started on the cleaning, but let me show y'all just what they did. So this is the master bedroom. When I say this did not look like this, look at the rug. They stayed here for 60 days. Look at the bedding. Every bed in this home looks like this. Every surface. Now let me show you what pissed me off. This, the most beautiful sink ever. They came in here and dyed their hair. They dyed their hair and damaged this sink with dye, right? It's all down the sink. And then I look at the floor and I'm like, okay, it's hair, it's red hair everywhere, red hair. They cut their hair freshly dyed. So now there's hair dye marks on the floor. There's red hair dye. They tore up and damaged this master bathroom floor as well as the counter surface. That they
Run that thing back with the, let me take that back real quick. You see that sink? That sink, that's not a cheap sink, yo. That layout right there, one piece, it's got the grills and it drops underneath there. The water pours down to one drain, or some of them have it double drained pour, but that's not cheap. And then the actual countertop that looks like granite. I'm like, damn. But this is the thing: if it is granite or even stone, to actually get dye in it, it's white and it just stays there. They must have been doing something. Like they must have planted it on there and just kept it there. It's no way you're gonna have a dye that look out. Nah.
well as the counter surface. That they transferred the paint to the wall. Let me show y'all something real quick. As soon as I walked in the door, I wanted to cry. I was like, look how these people leave your home. Like, this is crazy. Every single, look at the wall. Look at the wall. This is how people, you leave them your home. I'm getting it back together, but this don't make no sense. Y'all book these people homes. They allow y'all into their homes, and then y'all don't take care of people's homes. Look, this home did not have a pest issue. We have palmetto Georgia bugs in here because you saw the door. They left the door open, you guys, to this beautiful home. They're tearing up these beautiful homes.
Where in the heck am I going to get four?
And I used to say before, because you renting it to the hood and all that. Nah. It's some of y'all white people that's dirty too. Come on. Y'all know, Jess next to you, she dirty. You know that already. This has nothing to do with color, has nothing to do with race. This is clear across the board. They wreck it and destroy it regardless of their color, ethnicity, where they're from. This is the habits. When your mom say you ain't got no home training, these are the ones that never did the work at home. Like my mom used to have us spray down baseboards, clean countertops, and clean windows and spray down baseboards, countertops and windows, doing all of that to keep the place looking nice. Keep the house looking nice. These are the people that never did any type of cleaning. They don't clean. No, they don't clean their house. This is what their house looks like. Y'all don't know, but a lot of your coworkers are nasty people. Nasty people. You got some nasty coworkers. You even got nasty church folks. I'm telling you, it don't mean nothing. I'm telling you. Excellence has nothing to do with color. It has nothing. Over time, people have just thrown it and said, oh yeah, those are YNs and young people. Yeah, they more susceptible to do it because their parents don't even teach them or hold them accountable. So of course they're going to come to your place, rent it, and not hold them accountable. But the same, 30, 40, 50-year-olds I've seen dirty. It's insane.
$1,000. Who's this?
This is Brett. I'm the owner of that Airbnb you booked last weekend.
Oh, yeah. that was a great place.
Well, it used to be until you left your trash everywhere.
Look, I'm sorry. You know, there was a party. More people got invited than I knew what was going on. It just turned into a way bigger thing than I even know was going to happen. Sorry.
Either way, you left the place absolutely trashed.
Can the Airbnb just cover it or something like that?
Airbnb's not going to cover it. You're going to have to pay me.
How much do you think that's going to cost?
Some of those guys punched holes in the walls, smashed a counter. One of the beds is broken. It's going to be at least $4,000.
Where in the heck am I going to get $4,000?
I'm going to have to file a claim through the Airbnb host guarantee. That means, you're going to have to be paying up. Hey. Hello. What? God.
There's holes in the walls. One of the granite countertops is completely smashed. One of the beds are broken. Hello, is this Jessica?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, this is Jack. I'm the owner of the Airbnb that you booked last weekend.
Oh, hey man, your place is awesome, by the way. Our sorority loved it.
Okay, well, yeah, thank you. It was definitely in better shape before you guys left it. You completely trashed it.
I mean, that's just the nature of the party, When you party as hard as we do, you don't really care if the place is clean or not.
You guys did a lot of damage over there.
You can't just let this slide. I mean, I'm sure Airbnb will cover it or something.
Nah, that's not how this works. You're going to have to pay me directly for this.
Directly? How much is that going to cost?
Honestly, I'm not sure yet, but there's holes in the walls. One of the granite
I don't know why he's telling her that. I don't know. I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious of him. Why is he saying you got to pay me directly? Now, you try to get that money directly, I get it. But damn, how many times they going to pay you directly? That's why that insurance for your Airbnb is necessary. It's a must.
Countertops is completely smashed. One of the beds are broken. Just the materials alone is going to cost at least $2,500.
$2,500? How am I supposed to get that? I'm a college student.
I mean, I'm going to have to file a claim against Airbnb's guarantee policy, and I don't think that that's going to cover. Fuck.
For anyone who didn't see my last video, I had an Airbnb that looked like this. Then I had guests book the property, and by the time that they checked out, it looked like this. The Airbnb was completely destroyed. Here you can see more photos of what the guests did. At first glance, I thought we were going to have tens of thousands of dollars of damage just because everything looked destroyed, but my team was actually able to save some of it. Okay, so basically to summarize what happened, 2 siblings booked this property. It was a brother and a sister. The sister did not stay there, only the brother did, and then he invited his girlfriend over. Well, apparently they got into an altercation and the girlfriend destroyed the home. When they checked out, the boyfriend actually came outside with a gun and started shooting at the car that she got inside of. He did call the
Oh, this is a different twist. Now it's getting violent. It's getting violent. And I hate these because ones like this, that means your neighbors are going to look at you weird. Eventually the city comes back and they say, hey, you can't do Airbnb no more. You get a citation or something like that. Or if you live in one of those cities where you got to have a license to do Airbnb, your license gets pulled. And this happens to people all the time because they don't vet the people that come in. Or, I mean, I don't know how you would vet something like this. The guy starts shooting. I mean, dude, that's just bad all around. That's why Airbnb right now costs more as much as getting a hotel. Probably even more in some cases, depending on the layout. But that's crazy.
Police. When everything first happened, we reached out to the guests, but they told us that it was actually the girlfriend that destroyed everything and that we should contact her. When we tried to contact the girlfriend, we realized that it wasn't actually her number, it was her mom's number. I don't think that her mom understood the extent to which she damaged the home because the mom was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed, like, I will take.
So she used her mom's number in her Airbnb account, which tells me previously she probably had some other issues where Airbnb probably banned her or they couldn't use her. I wonder if she used her mom's account also. Some of them will do it.
Of it all, just let me know how much. Obviously, I showed you guys the photos. Pretty much everything was destroyed. The TVs, the fireplaces, the couches, thousands of dollars of items. So here's where we're at currently. We submitted an air cover claim for $7,369.89. Honestly, I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be more, but our team was able to salvage a lot and kind of put it all back together. Not everything was broken. A lot of things were just misplaced, thrown around, but they weren't necessarily broken, or our team was able to fix it. The things we weren't able to save, we put in an air cover request for. So the total in damage was $7,369 from the guests. We had to submit photos for everything that was damaged along with prices. Here you can see all the things that we had to submit. Honestly, even creating this air cover claim took so much time from our team just because you had to go through and submit photos of everything along with the price that it originally was. This is the gun that he used to shoot at the girlfriend's car when she left.
Oh my God. Yo, crazy. They should have his behind arrested, bro. They should have had his behind arrested. He should have been arrested and dragged right out. He should be banned from Airbnb, VRBO, all those short-term rental sites for life. It should be. Because nobody wants to deal with that. Now, this is the other portion. Airbnb is not the best way to make money right now in the market. But we're going into the spring season, right? When you go into the winter season, all these seasons, you'll see the seasonal runs, and then you'll have times where it just drops. Some people were getting rentals done. I know were getting like fully booked every day almost for months on out. Airbnb raised the fee. They raised their fee to adjust it. Boom, it dropped. It dropped. It dropped. There are so many other less stressful ways to make money in real estate right now. Airbnb is just not. I'm done with that dream. I'm done with that dream. That's not a dream. And some people do it great. Don't get it twisted. Some people do very good jobs at it. I actually looked at a management company handling mine because I just felt like it would have been better. It just would have been better. Less having to go deal with cleaners, do the cleaning when the cleaner doesn't pop up. Oh, hell no.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. The property obviously did get damaged. We're working on repairing it. The saddest part is just like, it's not just my hard work. It's my hard work. It's my students' hard work. There's a lot that goes into setting up these properties, running a business. It's not easy.
They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. You're dealing with dealing with low hanging fruit. They don't take care of their house. If we went to most of these people's house, you'll see it, and they don't take care of themselves. How the hell are they gonna take care of your stuff? How are they gonna do it? Let's see. We're gonna cover this one. Let's go.
Back now at 6:42, businesses in D.C.'s Navy Yard are dealing with the fallout after another so-called teen takeover. The chaos this weekend ended with robberies, assaults, and a gunshot fired into the air. Police ended up arresting 2 teenagers. 7 News reporter John Gonzalez is joining us live here in Navy Yard. So, John, restaurant owners say all of this has left their customers and their staff worried about their safety.
And, you know, Adam, this isn't the first time or the second time, not even the third time this has happened here in the Navy Yard in recent months. And with opening day for the Washington Nationals just a little over 2 weeks away, this is the time of year when many of these restaurants and bars and shops are really banking on big crowds. Well, many of the owners here say after what happened this past weekend, they are worried about what these incidents mean for business in the coming months. Police say...
All right. Listen, parents, they coming for you. That's just it, plain and simple. They coming for you. They coming for you. He didn't mention it yet, or even, he might not even mention it in this, but they're coming for the parents who just allow their kids to drift aimlessly on these apps and say that they're going to show up at these takeovers. We had 3, probably 4 of them in Atlanta. Guns were confiscated, taken off of minors who were carrying .40 calibers. Listen, I don't even carry a 40. I carry a 9. 40 is a freaking heavy. How the heck they doing that? But they doing that. And they out there just running it. I saw it in Long Island. Yeah, this is DC, but I saw it in Chicago. And I'm beginning to wonder, do they just have like a centralized site where they just dispense, hey, we're going to be doing this in Texas, this over here? Because they're making it like that, okay? And the only way they know to hold people accountable with this is to now take the burden off of putting the kid away and tell the parents they're going to fine y'all, they're going to cite y'all, they're going to give y'all y'all might end up getting jail time. It's so many reasons why. Your unaccompanied minor should not be out 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I have minors, and I dare their behind to leave that late. I dare them. I drag them back, pull out the whip. Y'all don't want to hear that because y'all don't get down like that. Most people don't. Y'all just want to, oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't talk about spanking the kids. Some of these kids need their ass whipped. Oh, no. They do. They've never experienced the level of tough love necessary. You got business owners losing thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm not even saying hundreds of thousands. I pray it's not, because they damaging shit too for these takeovers, and they think it's cool.
About 200 juveniles flooded the area once again. We've got the video to show you, leading to robberies, assaults, and a gunshot fired. 2 teens were arrested. 2 guns were recovered, but many restaurants had already locked down their doors and sheltered in place inside. Resident industry.
Sheltered in place? Nah, he got to be playing. How do you shelter in place from 200 teens? How do you shelter? You got to be insane to believe that this is tight.
Expert Mike Jones says events like this can really hurt business, especially in a neighborhood depending on weekend dining and nightlife.
These young people know they cannot be arrested. They're not going to be charged, and they know that they can keep doing this. And the problem is they don't recognize the financial and economic damage they're doing to that community. Enough is enough. The city has got to put their feet down and say, one, where are the parents? Why are they not accountable? And what are we doing to stop this?
Yeah, tens of thousands lost for these businesses. And this weekend, Navy Yard did not have that juvenile curfew in place, a restriction that was active just last weekend. Community leaders are pushing for action. We know that there is an advisory neighborhood commissioner meeting tonight here in this neighborhood, where the focus will be these teen takeovers and what can be done to keep the area safe as warmer weather moves in. We have more information, details on that meeting on our homepage. Reporting live at Navy Yard in Southeast, John Gonzalez, 7 News.
Well, 7 News has been covering these teen takeovers in Navy Yard since last year, and we've been hearing from residents demanding the city do something to stop this. So we took those concerns to D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and asked if more should be done.
We can talk till we're blue in the face about the kids need more to do. Kids have ample programs to do. What we need is accountability for families and children who think that it's okay to treat any neighborhood like that.
Yeah, that's really what they need, is accountability. That's what they need. They're not enforcing it because most of the parents ain't taking it serious, man. They're not. They will never take it serious, because if the kid is out the house and the kid is running, doing, like, having fun and out there, they not at home bothering me. That's all they care about. Oh, kids should just be able to run out. It's different from when we were kids, man. When we were kids, we wasn't doing that. I mean, we had some block parties, but the adults were involved in that too. You know, it wasn't just like kids doing random block parties. I mean, we had our pep rallies. All these things were like more sanctioned towards on school grounds, you know? I mean, we have skating parties, but we wasn't going into neighborhoods and just taking over neighborhoods and just walking down the street or even trashing places. I don't know, man. No parents. Oh, no. I'm at that hour mark. I'm going to drop 2 more and then I'm going to roll on out. Let's do this.
Does this surprise you? Home builder sentiment has been negative for 23 straight months. Mortgage rates just jumped back above 6.25%. And now there's a new fight over who's squeezing families out of the market. Last week, the Senate passed legislation banning institutional investors from buying up single-family homes. But here's the thing. Institutional buyers account for only about 1% of purchases nationwide. Meanwhile, the 6 biggest single-family rental landlords, that includes Invitation Homes and American Homes for Rent, still control more than 400,000 houses.
So I'm going to give you the low. I'm going to give you the low so you know you got it from the lunchbox. You know, when you go over to, I've sold 2 houses. I've sold 2 houses through the, what was the name of the thing? OfferPad, right? OfferPad, I think it's OfferPad, right? And the other one is what's the name of the company? They sell and buy houses just like OfferPad. It was like Zillow before they did that thing, right? Open Door. Open Door buys these houses. OfferPad buys these houses. They're just the face. Some of the inventory they're able to put on the market and sell. Sometimes they end up selling that inventory to buyers that are institutional buyers. Because if it fits their buy box, they're least concerned. They're more concerned with it fitting their buy box. They're more concerned with that. So when they say institutional buyers, they only own 1% of the inventory that's out there nationwide. But in cities like Atlanta, that impact is larger. I think they own somewhere between a quarter to 33% of the houses that are actually out there for rent. Now, how does it get to that? You put your house on the market, they approach you with an offer, you accept it, the house needs some work, they do a little bit of the work, they may list it, or on the back end, which happens a lot, they sell it to these institutional buyers. Why not? I can buy and then resell. They wholesaling in their own niche right there. That's their own wholesaling pattern. To go ahead and believe that this rent, you got to see also, these single family rentals, Invitation Homes, American Homes, they own a bulk of this and they're publicly traded. A bulk of it and they're publicly traded. Bulk of it. Having them get rid of all their property won't make enough property for people. Because it goes back to the first story that I covered before I started this stream. When you have communities that are sitting there and buyers aren't buying, or their incentives for buyers aren't turning them over enough, who do you think they're going to sell it to? Let's go a little bit deeper. When you're talking about rentals and people who can't afford to actually buy, who can't afford to buy, they've got two choices. They got to decide if they're going to live in an apartment or they're going to live in a regular house. Most people will live in a regular house if it's not heavy maintenance when it comes to the lawn. They'll live there before they turn out and buy an apartment, especially if the house gives them space. We have to consider and look at these things, okay? Not everybody's going to be able to buy. And if they dump their whole portfolio, God knows, I know there won't be a lot. I've helped some of these guys buy property. You're like, oh, damn, Leon, you're the cause and reason for this. Oh, no. Hey, this was way back. I didn't know this was going to come to this place. Don't attack me, okay? But at the end of the day, it served a purpose because you had a lot of buyers that didn't want to live in apartments.
There's moving up right now, but they're not just buying foreclosures anymore. They're scooping up. They're hoovering up entire subdivisions.
They didn't buy. Last time they were buying foreclosures was back in like 2000 and freaking 10, 11, something like that. Of course they're not buying. They scooping. They are the modern day We Buy Houses. They took away the platform from the mom and pop people. You see, I got We Buy Houses because we're mom and pop buyers. We buy it and we'll rehab or we'll resell it. They're not doing that. And by the way, listen, you can always get on my off-market property list. The link's in the main description. Get updated on properties every Friday that they go active on the market. Now, these are off-market properties, people that need to sell, because what they're doing is finding these off-market deals. They never make it to the MLS. Never.
Directly from home builders. Jerry Willis has more on this Wall Street versus Main Street housing battle. Jerry.
Banning Wall Street from buying houses on Main Street is an idea that appeals to many, but as lawmakers on both sides of the aisle push to keep large investors from buying up single-family homes, a new study shows the big investor footprint is shrinking already. According to Realtor.com, investors who have made over 350 single-family purchases since 2015 accounted for just 1% of total single-family purchases nationally, down from a peak of 16% in the wake of the housing crisis. At the same time, mom and pop investors, or those with fewer than 10 purchases, now make up over 60% of all investor purchases.
Which should be, because a mom and pop, I'm going to tell you why I believe. I bought my house, and I sold one of my houses, my other house, to OfferPad, and bought my other house from Open Door. So literally took the money and transferred it over to Open Door Purchase. Now check this out. I go into this joint and I probably do something just on Open Door, bro. Because it's horrible. There were 2 pipes down in the basement. They had a sponge between them to keep them from rattling because they don't care. They don't care. Their job is to make it like the larger institutionals to make they don't have anything tied to their product. So they can give you a product that's average or substandard and feel okay as long as it passes inspection. Your HOA, your FHA approves it and it appraised. They're good to go. They don't have a care in the world whether you take it or don't. Okay. Now fast forward during this time, they're competing now with all the other resellers that are out there. Other people, homeowners who are putting stuff out there. The only way they can beat them is to drive down price. That's the only way they can do it. But these guys are stubborn. They got a mathematical formula that they stick to. And I know because I know friends. I have people that work there, so I know. I talk to them. And it's nothing for them to tell me, hey, Lee, everything that's sitting over 350, 400 right now, we're not doing no negotiation on it. They're just sitting. Why? Like, well, that's going into the average purchase price for Atlanta, and why should we, negotiate? They're for real. They're for real. You will own nothing and be happy.
More, investor activity is highly concentrated geographically, operating largely in Metro Atlanta and the Sun Belt. The top 10 metros for investor activity account for over 50% of all large investor purchases, but even then, their footprint is small. Memphis is the biggest large investor market in the country, but even there, big buyers accounted for only 4.4% of purchases in the past decade. The National Association of Realtors argues limiting large investors could help boost housing supply. But the National Association of Home Builders says its concern isn't about investors buying existing homes. It's about a provision in the Senate bill that would require newly built single-family homes constructed for rental to be sold within 7 years. Listen.
Our objection is solely around cutting off investment in new supply, which we think is overall needed in the market.
Even so, the idea of banning Wall Street from Main Street, while popular, may have little impact in the short term. Liz, back to you.
Jerry, thank you very much. And so much of this swirls around mortgage rates. Well, after a brief dip below 6% in the last week of February, mortgage rates, while lower than this time last year, are creeping higher. You can see
So I'm going to stop this right here. And before I even finish it, go to the next one, the last one. The mortgage rates, if you're looking to buy a house and you're more concerned with mortgage rates, you don't buy a house. Because the mortgage rate, which is, I'm not saying it's not an important thing, is still historically lower than it's ever been. The reason we feel it more is because the income isn't flowing as easily for some people, okay? Meaning we're not dealing with the money isn't moving as fast as it was moving before, at least in some economies, some areas. So you feel it more. You got people getting laid off from, working for the water company. Damn. Like, I was like, dude, they laid off 217 people in this Alabama mortgage water company. When you have things like that, Amazon restructuring, all these other large contenders, UPS closing, firing people, Home Depot firing people, all these things, they make you look at the rate and what you have to pay through the rate differently. I've always said this, if you can go for the 15-year, go for the 15-year. You're paying a heck of a lot more, but you got to look at it like this. Your mind is more conditioned. You'll be in a house for in and out for 15 years. You're like, Leon, I don't even plan on staying here for 15 years. That's great. You should look at it from the perspective. Do you want to keep the asset? Meaning, if you found a better house and you can go and live in that better house, would you rather live in that better house and keep this house and rent it out? If that's a yes, go for the 15-year. You're going to pay less in rate. It's going to push it down. You'll pay off that principal sooner and faster, and you'll be on your way. Lottie-dottie, everybody. You built equity sooner and faster than your neighbor. Oh no. Okay? But not everybody can do it, but I say if you can, go do it. Okay? You'll feel that little pinch initially, you'll feel uncomfortable, but guess what? Your mind will already be conditioned. So if you have adjustments in your rate, then I mean you can not adjustments in the rate, but adjustments in your monthly payment, which may happen depending on if your taxes go up or not. You may feel it a little bit, but you're 4, 5, 6, 10 years into building wealth. And that's what people talk about, right? Oh, Leon, I want to build wealth. They call me, oh, Leon, I'm looking at wealth build. Oh, Leon, I'm trying to build wealth and assets. The true reality is most of the people, investors that I've dealt with that are very wealthy, they didn't make their money in real estate. They actually parked their money in real estate, and it became more of a safe haven for them. And I learned a lot listening to them. So when I was looking for deals and looking for real estate, I looked at it from a different perspective, a different mindset, period. It was more about doing things like this, creating YouTube content that would actually go out there and people are constantly listening to it and watching it, and YouTube's paying me because I'm bringing my expertise to the platform. Things like that create that recurring wealth over and over again. Donald Trump didn't become a real estate tycoon. He lost a bunch of money in real estate, filed bankruptcy multiple times. People like to talk about that, right? Y'all like to talk about that. But he flipped the game. He actually said, hey, my name is now a brand, and I'm going to do more branding. Branding, whether it comes to products, ties. They had the Donald Trump tie, had the Donald Trump, I saw shirts from Donald Trump. I saw soap mattresses. But it was ingenious. It was just genius. It was a shift in branding that people hadn't seen at that time. And what I'm telling you is we have to have a shift in how we approach real estate right now at this time. Because trying to get it and saying I'm happy with a $200, $300 a month net after you pay your operations and take care of all that other stuff, it's crazy. But when you do something and you're like, Lee, I got like 20 stacks coming in. I got 50 or 60 stacks coming in. Where do I put it? Yeah, go buy a house. Park your money there because hard assets will always appreciate during times of inflation, during times of when we get closer to a recession. We're seeing it right now. That's why some of this stuff is expensive. And we try to explain to people why houses are more expensive now and getting into houses are more expensive. It's hard. When I tell you that the money is more expensive and the assets are appreciating, you look at me like I'm crazy. They taking the American dream away. Honestly, I don't believe this has ever been or will ever be the American dream any longer. Why? Because the American dream was always based on freedom, right? Liberty, freedom to live where you wanted to, have a family. Those characteristics don't display themselves in a home that just is parked and you're not gaining any money from it, but you're constantly putting money into it. You have to have a good reason for doing it. Raising a family in a great subdivision or school area, school district, perfect reason for it. You got a big family and you're not going to be mobile. You guys are not going to be nomads. That can be a great way to actually do it. It's worth it in those cases. You have to make that decision. But at the end of the day, I say the American dream now has shifted to running a business, to owning a business, to owning digital products that pay you when you sleep and isn't restricted to a specific geographical area, location, none of that stuff. That's the American dream. I believe it truly is. That's the new American dream. I believe that's what it was intended to be. Initially, it wasn't buying a house. Somewhere they had a great marketing campaign that told you buying a house is the American dream. That marketing campaign was for Mad Men, and they made a shitload of money selling it. Oh no! Okay, but the thing has changed, and it will continue to adjust and change, and it means something different to people, different people. Some people, they come to this country. The American dream is just being here, having a job, being able to make their choices. But it's different for different people. And I'm not here to tell you that it's this or it's that, but I will damn well let you know that it's not what it used to be at all. period. All right, boom. Let's go over here and do this, boy. All right. I'm coming to the end of this. I'm an hour and almost hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to take the next 10 minutes because I can't talk about Airbnbs and loony Airbnb host without talking about loony Airbnb. Loony Airbnb guest. So I can't talk about loony Airbnb guest without talking about off the wall Airbnb host. I've never been a crazy Airbnb host, but I've encountered a couple on my stays.
Yeah.
You're the people that I let the house to, right?
Yeah.
You're here on holiday.
Yeah. Who are you?
I own the house. I'm Richard.
What are you doing? What oven it? Yeah. Is that a?
I was thinking about going and having a shower now.
Where's your trousers? Where's your trousers?
If it's not inconvenient right now, I'd like to use the bathroom.
Excuse me, we've rented this house from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, any problems?
No, there's no problems, mate. Just like.
With the house?
This Joker asked them if they had any problems.
Well, yeah, I'm happy with the house, but like, what are you doing here?
I live here. Look.
Okay, but like, what are you doing, mate? Where's my privacy?
No. Well, if you remember correctly, I said it's a 3-bedroom house, 2 receptions, kitchen, bathroom. That's what you got. That's what you're renting.
Okay.
I'm locking myself away here. I'm not going to get under your feet.
Yo, this is crazy. I had hold on. Go back to that comment. What did he say? I thought this was hilarious. Oh yeah, boomers. Wait, the weirdo. Listen, not all boomers are crazy, but honestly, we got some crazy boomers. No lie about it. Some of y'all off the wall. Y'all just new to this technology thing.
I can't believe this is happening right now. I was literally trying to sleep in this. I can't believe it. So dripping down from the walls. Big puddles here. This is my best video ever. Oh my lord. By the way, it's 6:07 and we have to get up kind of early. We're so screwed. New leak discovered. Like the fire's still going. To show you how wet it is, this is my bedroom. OMG, the living room.
Watch as this Airbnb host barges into the rental property.
Early. I love this air fryer. I really do.
Sorry, why are you in here? We rented this place?
Yeah, I thought we rented the whole room.
You did rent the whole room. Absolutely. Anything here is yours to use, but I don't have my own kitchen. I have my own bathroom, but I thought that was... Yeah, I don't have my own kitchen. I wish I did have 2 kitchens.
Okay, well, I thought, it didn't say anything about this in the
because I wasn't getting any bites, so I took it out. But
that Joker said I wasn't getting any bites, so I took it out.
You have to eat. Oh, woo!
He took out we sharing the kitchen because he wasn't getting any bites, and he wondered why he wasn't getting any bites. Of course, look at homeboy's face. I feel sorry for Gen Zers that never encountered this level of craziness, and then they walk into it.
Oh, woo!
Okay.
Whoa, what the hell was up? Anyway, and there's no ghost here, honest. No bullshit. I'll be back in 15 minutes. Unless you want to bring it to me, just season it appropriately.
That Joker said you could bring it to me. Y'all rented the room. That's all y'all got. Oh yeah, and we got to share the stove. We got to share the kitchen. And I just want to let you know I took it out of the thing simply because, hey, I wasn't getting any bites. Just loony.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. How you doing? I'm good. How are you? Y'all were supposed to check out at 9. No, I think it's 11. No, it's 9, and it's 9:15. So how long is it gonna take y'all? Ma'am, I think it's 11. No, it's 9 o'clock. Y'all have been loud all weekend. So how long is it gonna take y'all First of all, get your stuff up? hold on. You don't have to so that you can get on out of here.
Don't you come here talking all that. No.
We have not been loud all weekend. Get this lady. We have not been extremely loud all weekend. The neighbors have been complaining about y'all. So again, it's 9:15. Well, you can scoot back a little bit so we can get out right here until you leave. Okay, well come on, just start bringing your stuff out and I'll wait right here. It's a cat.
Did she just ask her to scoot back off her own porch? You just here renting you just here for just a small amount of time. What?
In the middle of the woods. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the woods. Did you hear us being loud? People around here. People live. You're surrounded by other people. Gather your things and y'all can come on out. I'll wait right here. Y'all better get this down. I'll wait right here. Y'all better get her.
Now, you know, the rules are written down there, so why don't y'all just open the rules? Nobody open the rules. They just start screaming back and forth. Man, come on.
Okay, so this Airbnb host called the police on us this weekend and told a bunch of lies, stated that it was 20 people, we were having a party. The Raleigh Police Department shows up with about 15 police officers. We were not having a party, we were having a game night, no music. So yeah, she just lied, 20 people, and she said it was a party because we had food and balloons, because she was looking at it on the camera.
It's no parties, ma'am, it's just a game night, just playing some games on the tablet. But it's okay. I mean,
I can show you the camera. It's no problem.
It's fine. I just know not to rent from you again. It's okay. I make my comments and all that kind of stuff.
That's fine. Unfortunately, we're not allowed parties. That's the rules of the house.
It's not a party. You didn't hear no music when you came up, did you? So we're not partying. There's no, we just, fam, you know, game night on TikTok, the games, that's all we doing, literally. It wasn't a party. So you're saying everybody or
everybody has to leave the property.
Even me that rented it? You gonna get your money back? So do I get a refund? Calm down.
Unfortunately, no, because you break the rules.
I'm not having a party though, so how about breaking the rules?
You have balloons, you have food.
Balloons don't, they're just saying that I'm 53.
So can I ask a question? So what's the Airbnb for? Why did you
ask? Stay where you coming? You can.
But I see in the comments where people say that, you know, it's
supposed to be more people than.
Did y'all hear how rude she was? Oh my God, I was
teaching her. It's okay, y'all. Come on. That's just, yeah, because it's going to make it more problem. But I didn't understand why we needed so.
Look at the cop. The cop just sitting down there. He ain't say nothing the whole time. The cop is like, what am I supposed to do?
Any police officers just to come deliver a message, though.
Because we're black.
You know, she mouthy. I'm Hispanic too. So
it's not.
Y'all got to stop acting saying because we're black. No, listen. Everything isn't because you're black. Everything isn't because you're black. And like I started off saying, you got some dirty white people out here that rent these Airbnbs and they get in the same crap. Okay. Leaving place nasty, throwing parties. I done been through it as an Airbnb host before, so I damn well know that it's true, okay? So it ain't always about your color, all right? Now, some people, I'm not going to say that doesn't exist, but it's less of the topic than you think it is. It's not the main point, or it's not even a topic in a lot of these situations. A lot of these situations that you got to realize with some of these owners, they live in communities that they will get fined if you look crazy or do something crazy. Now, for her, showing up with the cops, that's a different level. That's a completely different level. You guys had to have been making some level of noise that it warranted her coming out, and she had to have found out about it through sources, when you run an Airbnb, I did mine. People on the right, hey, this is an Airbnb. People on the left, hey, this is an Airbnb. Everybody knew what was going on.
You can even count. We can even count. It's not even 20 people in here. It ain't even 10. It's right at 10 probably. It's okay. We leaving. It's no problem.
All right, story time on how me and my line sisters were almost part of a sex trafficking scam or some type of scam because we were in Atlanta. You just never know. This past weekend.
Okay. You and your line sisters were part of a sex trafficking scam in Atlanta, and it happened this weekend. You're part of a larger scam, and it's not sex trafficking. I'm just letting you know.
So we booked this nice little Airbnb because we were trying to have a nice little girls weekend. And around 2 a.m., this random man comes up and is ringing our doorbell. Like, look how many rooms that's listed. Pay attention to that because I'll get to it. And from like 2 to 2:30 a.m., he's aggressively ringing this doorbell. Like, we are scared. We're guarding up with some knives. And
2 to about 2:33 a.m. Like, oh, hell no. Why you ain't call the cops? Why the hell you make a TikTok? You need to be calling the freaking cops, and you need to be, because something's not right with that.
Calling Atlanta PD, and it took them over 30 minutes to get there because they basically told us,
okay, you guys need a gun. That's it. If you go into these Airbnbs, you know what you actually need? If you go to these Airbnbs, now you need some type of scanner that can actually let you know if there is a, if there is a video device that's there. Y'all really do. Y'all need that. And I'm a believer you don't go to these things unless you have a firearm or a weapon on you, because you just never know. I've seen documentaries and videos with people putting Airbnb cameras in freaking vents in the bathroom. It's insane. It's crazy. And you're single women, y'all gotta know how to not just knuckle up, but you gotta have something on you to protect yourself, because this is not your place.
We'll get there when we get there. We could have been dead, but we serve a good God and he protects us. But anyway, so the police get there and they're basically like, yeah, this man said he needed a charger. That's why he was coming to y'all's door to ring the doorbell. And the man is standing in the doorway, seeing that it's a house full of women right there. And he says, oh, I live in the basement. You live in the basement? Sir, what do you mean? And he was like, yeah, like I rented out the basement, like I live here. And long story short, Atlanta PD let him in the house to go to the basement. Like, he stayed under us.
Freaking Atlanta PD, bro.
And the door that led to his basement area was in our kitchen. And basically we reached out to the owner of the Airbnb, and he basically said like, oh yeah, by the way, there is a man that's going to be staying in the basement. I let him know that y'all would be there, but I kind of failed to let y'all know that he would be there.
I need my money back. I need my money back because I made these decisions based off of me having full occupancy of the place, me having full run of it, not some dude listening to me taking a shower underneath me. It might have a hole drilled up underneath that joint, spying on that joint too. I don't care. I don't never put it past these people when they do this type of crap. I never do it. Cameras, holes in the wall, recorded stuff. You guys are too lax. Now, granted, this could happen if you got a hotel room also, but you guys are too relaxed with this. Y'all too relaxed.
So he tried to offer us like a whole nother weekend as an accommodation. Like, y'all can come back, spend another weekend here. Sir, I can 100% let you know, we will not be coming back here. So I'm just letting y'all know, be careful if y'all rent Airbnbs in Atlanta, because they're not giving out all the details. And after we like got situated in the bed, a van like came and picked up that man. And I don't know, the whole situation was just like sketch, because sir, if your phone was dead, why did you think us as females was gonna let you at 2 a.m. sit on our couch and use our charger? Like, the whole story was just a lie, and the police fell for it. So like, we were failed by Atlanta PD and Airbnb.
Hey, like, subscribe, follow for more content. I'll see you guys on the next video, and stop being so naive when you go to these Airbnbs. Not everybody's good. Hey, Real Estate Lunchbox, where culture meets real estate. This is how we do it. Guys, God loves you. Keep rocking.